Put it another way, everyone else is just like you. I'm going to call this false modesty, not because it is the false modesty that says, I act humble but think I'm better than you. We've all seen those comedians that get up in front of a crowd and they're cheering and they say, oh, please, oh, don't, oh, please, oh, stop, oh, please, don't, stop. They pretend to humility when thinking themselves superior. I'm thinking of a different false modesty, a delusion we press upon ourselves that says, what I think is what everyone thinks because I'm like everyone else and they're just like me. And what I would do is what everyone would do because, again, everyone is just like me and I'm like them. Being normal is how we literally whitewash the moral darkness we all have. We tell ourselves we won't be bad because bad people are different from good people, and I'm a good person. If only it were all so simple, says Alexander Solzhenitsyn. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. And who wants to cut off a piece of his or her own heart? Hannah Arendt, philosopher, was covering the trial of Adolf Eichmann in Jerusalem in 1960. Watching conceivably the most evil person of the first half of the 20th century called to account. And she wrote back to the New Yorker that the trouble was precisely that there were so many like him, and that they were neither perverted nor sadistic, that they were and still are terribly, terrifyingly normal. It is the evil that lurks in the hearts of the normal. Not the will to do evil, but the readiness to excuse it because, after all, I'm just one person. What could I do? What's a red light now and then? Well, it's about tax time. Maybe I actually gave an extra $1,000. Who's to know? Conrad's Marlowe puts it this way. Of course, you may be too much of a fool to go wrong, too dull to know you're being assaulted by the powers of darkness. The fool is too much of a fool, or the devil is too much of a devil. I don't know which to make a bargain. Or you may be such a thunderingly exalted creature to be deaf and blind to anything but heavenly sights and sounds, but most of us are neither one nor the other. We live in the middle, the muddy middle, down which runs the line dividing good and evil, and we find ourselves as much on the evil side as the good without even trying, because after all, we're just like everyone else. Yes, it is we, you, me, everyone in the room, the merely normal, who in our normalcy wrap ourselves in the white robe of modesty. Oh, how bad could I be? I'm just one person. Even our selfish moments, our petty acts, cannot be all that bad because everyone else is doing it too. And look, the world isn't so bad after all. Blinded by the light of our own normalcy, we forget our own capacity for evil because in every heart grows a garden of good and evil. Little plants that we all love. We go in and watch them grow, but every now and then one of them yawns open, and the only way to feed it is by opening a vein, by doing some violence, small, just a drop or two. But we do love to see it grow, don't we? And isn't it a lovely green? How shall we know the good from the evil? How can we be ready to make the tougher choice when being normal makes them all look so similar? I'll talk about that next week. But let me finish with the last few words from the heart of darkness. Marlowe ceased and sat apart, indistinct and silent in the pose of a meditating Buddha. Nobody moved for a time. We have lost the first of the ebb. Suddenly I raised my head. The offing was barred by a black bank of clouds, and the tranquil waterway leading to the uttermost ends of the earth flowed somber under an overcast sky. It seemed to lead into the heart of an immense darkness. Everywhere we turn are clouds. And it reaches down to the horizon where we cannot tell the one from the other, the sky from the sea, the right from the wrong, the light from the dark. How shall we find our way? Is it possible to be good in a world where being bad is so easy, so simple, so normal? See you in church. And amen. Let's lift our hearts in song to redeem that unremitting gloom. I've chosen actually a hymn very selfishly because while I love the text, I love the tune more because I wrote it. We rarely sing it. It's a difficult song to sing, but I think it has much to recommend. So would you join with me in singing hymn number 306, Sing of Living, Sing of Dying. Sing of living. Hear these words that Francis of Assisi preached to his friends. Where hate rules, let us bring love. Where sorrow, joy. Let us strive more to comfort than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love more than to be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, and in pardoning that we are pardoned. And let us remember that if we agree in love, there is no difference that can do us any injury, but if we do not, no agreement can do us any good. So then let us endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bonds of peace. May you remember this day and every day, because every day is a day which the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and ever be glad in it. Amen.